This is KIC Radio.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Ella's Film Club. This week, to tie into the holiday season, we're bringing you a Christmas special episode. Now, this episode's going to be a bit different because it's a debate episode. And we're exploring the debate on John McTiernan's Die Hard and whether it's a Christmas movie or not. And to join me on this debate is Ava, who is a dedicated Die Hard fan.
Thanks for having me. I'm super excited to discuss Die Hard with you, Ella.
You're very welcome. Okay, so first we're going to dive into a little synopsis of the movie. NYPD cop John McClane's plan to reconcile with his estranged wife is thrown for a serious loop when, minutes after he arrives at her office's Christmas party, the entire building is overtaken by a group of terrorists. With little help from the LAPD, wisecracking McClane sets out to single-handedly rescue the hostages and bring the bad guys down. Now, whether this is a Christmas movie or not, I think it's a fantastic action movie of the late 80s, and it has such thrilling scenes to it that make your heart drop or keep you on the edge of your seat. And it has a certain explosive action to it that you see with a lot of action effects as well. We also have to talk about the opening scene because I think that's one of the things that makes or breaks a movie. So the opening scene for Die Hard, I think that was pretty cool because it takes place in the airport, similarly to Die Hard 2. And something to mention about that open scene, a little bit of movie trivia, if you will. In that scene, it's heavily snowing, which is a bit inaccurate because it hasn't really snowed in LA since the late 1940s. So I think that was a bit of they needed to check that before they filmed the second one. But yeah, so I think that fact is quite interesting. But anyway, so the first Die Hard starts with the plane landing, and we instantly establish a lot about John McClane's character in the span of a minute and a half. The fact that he's a cop who's a nervous player, and the fact that he thinks on his feet, but also the fact that he pulls a huge teddy bear out of the overhead bins. You expect movie cops to normally be like all macho and tough, but we immediately get to see John's softer side, so it's a good juxtaposition to that traditional American cop movie. But throughout the film, you do see that stereotypicalness to it as well because there's gunfire, huge explosions, the cop smoking a cigarette, and they somehow seem to look cool. And then there's the big happy reunion at the end where everyone's been waiting and rooting for. But it's not like, oh, here we go again, I've seen this before. It's like, oh, like that is like epic. Then after John gets off the plane, we get introduced to Argyle, who's one of my favorite characters because he's so bubbly and fun, and he's also completely oblivious to all the chaos that's going on around him. And another reason why he's my favorite character is also because he is a vehicle in telling us more about John McClane's character and what his story is. He also tells us exactly what the end of the movie is before you can even realize it. He quotes, when John McClane gets to the Nakatomi Plaza, where Holly's working, his wife, he gets out the cab and Argyle says, your lady sees you, you run into each other's arms, the music comes up, and you live happily ever after, right? So I think that was a bit of foreshadowing there, and I love a bit of foreshadowing in a movie. That's very good. And on that note, may I also just mention that I don't think they could have casted anyone else to play this character. Like Bruce Willis and Alan Rickman were absolutely fantastic in this movie. They brought such tension to their roles, and I just think they were so good in this movie. Ava, anything to add?
I just think Argyle really got Bruce's character to really open up about who he was and kind of shows like how the story was gonna lead to and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. So now on to the big debate. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? I think yes. Although the soundtrack for the movie doesn't feature any Christmas sounds like jingle bells or the typical joyful rhythm of a Christmas song, I do still think it's a Christmas movie purely because of the fact that the movie includes a Christmas setting, which is the Nakatomi Plaza where the work Christmas party is, and that's where the plot really unfolds.
Yeah.
Um, there's Christmas tunes like Let It Snow, and it features festive elements like Santa hats, Christmas trees, and Christmas lights.
Yeah.
It also has a family theme to it, which is typical in a traditional holiday movie. Um, and it does have the same element of bringing peace and togetherness to it as well, but that's more towards like the end of it. Um, in the fact that John's trying to save everyone, but the one person he's really worrying about and he really cares about saving is his wife, Holly. Very romantic. Um, but for
And
most, oh,
sorry. And it the basic storyline of like a Christmas movie of like a man returning to his family for Christmas and the holidays and about family reconciliation, which is like quite like basic in like all the other Christmas movies that we've seen before. So, there's kind of like mirroring from other Christmas movies.
Mhm. Do you have any examples of Christmas movies in Paris?
Just like just any basic Christmas movie. I don't have any like example in my head, but you know.
Mm, yeah, because they all have that family element to them in some way, shape, or form. So yeah, so I think that's why we see it as a Christmas movie. But for most of the movie, there's epic action scenes and shocking plot twists, which is obviously not traditional to a heartwarming holiday movie. So it's understandable why some people might just see it as an action epic. And another movie that also does this same thing is called it's that one that came out last year. It's the one with Tara Taron Egerton in it. Um I don't know what's called. It'll come back to me later, but that's also a really good holiday movie that you guys should check out. It's on Netflix, I think. Oh, it's called Carry On. That's what it's called.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, that was really good. Um, quite similar to Die Hard actually in the fact that it takes place
And
in an airport.
yeah, like Die Hard too.
Mm. Yeah, Die Hard 2. I love Die Hard 2. That'll be the one. But nothing beats the first Die Hard.
Yeah.
And yeah. Um, and a fun fact, the most shocking thing to me is that Bruce Willis himself actually stated that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie, it's a Bruce Willis movie.
Yeah, I did see a lot of people talking about that when I was like looking at why people might think that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie, and that kind of shocked me. So yeah.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to say that because I would have thought he would have thought it was a Christmas movie because it's literally set on Christmas Eve. Um,
I think the director said that as well, but I'm not sure.
really?
I think I saw someone saying that as well, which is kind of crazy to me, but
That is very crazy. Have you got anything else to add?
maybe another reason people think that it's not a Christmas movie is because the core themes of the movie really are like action, survival, and not like holiday, like spirit and festiveness. But also there's a lot of violence in it, which isn't
Yeah.
really typical for a Christmas movie. But also, as well as that, it was also released 5 months before December on July 20th, 1988, which
Really?
near Christmas. So I guess people who were watching it in cinemas when it came out,
Mm,
obviously they saw it in summer, so they wouldn't really attach it to like the Christmas theme, I guess, if you were watching it then, because I think normal Christmas movies are normally released around November, December time, so that
really?
because it's around Christmas. But obviously Die Hard wasn't, so yeah,
Mm,
people might not relate to Christmas movies
mm,
as much as they would like Home Alone or something.
That's quite interesting. I actually didn't know that. Those are,
Yeah.
yeah, like movies like Home Alone. Like Home Alone does include a lot of action to it, but it's also more traditional than a movie like Die Hard because
Yeah.
it's very holiday. It's very Christmas.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, sorry.
no, go on.
So obviously Home Alone has like violence in it. He sets up traps for like the burglars and stuff, and obviously those traps are quite violent. But people don't think that it's like not a Christmas movie because maybe it was, I don't know when it was released. Maybe it was released around Christmas, but I don't know. But it obviously has like Christmas like themes in it as well as Die Hard. But people still relate Home Alone to Christmas instead of like not. So
Yeah, I don't think in Die Hard, I don't think they ever mention that it's Christmas. I might be wrong about that, but it's definitely implied through all like
like
the set dressing and stuff.
one time Hans Gruber said, "It's Christmas, Theo. It's a time for
Okay,
miracles." So he did mention them. So yeah.
okay, that confirmed it for me. Thank you. Um, but yeah, it's never like I feel like a lot of people don't think of it as a Christmas movie, especially now that you said it was released in summer. That might sway my opinion a bit, but I do think that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I when I first watched Die Hard, I watched it last year at Christmas because it was like on the TV. Um, so the people who run that channel obviously think
Yeah.
it's a Christmas movie. Um, and then I went out and bought the box set for Die Hard because I wanted to watch all of them. I watched Die Hard 2 last week and I love that one.
Yeah.
Um, that's a really good one. I need to watch Die Hard 3 though. People are
Like
telling me not to watch Die Hard 4 though.
yeah, I've only watched the first three. But I think those are all really good, but the last one, it is good, but it's just not as good as the first two, in my opinion. But I remember when I first watched Die Hard, which was like 3 years ago on Christmas, my dad was like to me, the first thing he said to me was, "It's a Christmas movie." So I was like, okay, so I've obviously been that way from like even like when I first watched it. So I've never
Yeah,
really thought it wasn't a Christmas movie. And I didn't really think that anyone would think that it wasn't a Christmas movie, but I can see why people think that because
yeah.
there'll be like things that like swing from Christmas, you know?
Mm. I don't know what happens in the fourth one, but I just know that people are telling me not to watch it. Like, people have told me not to watch Home Alone 4.
No,
Like,
I've only watched the first two.
just don't go out and make fourth movies if you already have a trilogy. It's it's just not gonna be good. Um, but anyway, yeah, I suppose there's no universal agreement on the topic, but that's what makes it a debate, and it's a fun debate to have. So,
I I was looking at some statistics, and apparently 38% of the UK voted that Die Hard was a Christmas movie. So
so more people think it's not a Christmas movie.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't know how true that is, but I just saw that somewhere, so I was like, "Oh, that's quite interesting to think about."
Yeah. Have you got anything else to add on that topic?
No, I've said everything that I wrote about that.
Okay, so shall we move on to the movie trivia? My favorite section. This is special movie trivia. This is Christmas movie trivia. So, did you know that the fictional Nakatomi Plaza is the headquarters of 20th Century Studios? So could the studio could use one of its own buildings and didn't have to hold back on stunts and action sequences. And I also read somewhere that they charged themselves for it. I don't know how that worked, but
Okay.
yeah. And then I also read that um, employees were complaining about the loud noises, so they were complaining about, like, the gunfire and everything, so they had to do it, like, after hours, which I thought was quite cool, and it's good that they didn't have to go out and scout a different location, because imagine
Yeah.
how expensive that would have been, because they did a lot of damage to that set. Um, so yeah, and I have a question for you, Ava.
Yes.
What is John McClane's catchphrase?
Yippee-ki-yay.
Exactly. That is how I know you're a true die-hard fan.
Thank you.
Um, and did you also know that the villain's death was a real reaction to being dropped unexpectedly?
Wow, I did not know that. That's really
Yeah,
interesting.
that
Yeah.
was quite a good scene. I think when I watched that scene for the first time, I didn't actually know that um he was gonna drop him. You could kind of see it coming, but
Yeah,
it
and
still comes as a shock to you.
It is a very, very famous scene. So you
Mhm.
have seen it a lot in, like, different things, but seeing the original, I was like, "Wow, I've I never knew it came from here." Like, my dad told me that there was a really famous scene in it. I didn't know it was gonna be that though, so that was really interesting.
Yeah. Um, and on the topic of the villain, Hans Gruber was actually Alan Rickman's first role. Um, and like I said before, I think he played his character very well, but he then did get typecast to play a lot of villains in future films. I'm not sure what other roles he's played, but I did read that he had a lot of villain roles. Um, so I think that's quite interesting, and he does play villains very well.
Yeah. He's got kind of a sly kind of aura around him.
Yeah,
He just, like, projects villain, because
I
you just
agree.
villain before, you just, like, relate him to that, like, as soon as you see his face, you're just like, "Oh, like, he's Hans Gruber, like, God, he's like a villain." You wouldn't expect him to play a good guy
Yeah.
like, a movie. Like, that's just not, like, the characters, like, he really played, to be honest, so, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Um, Another fact, McClane's fall down the ventilation shaft was an unplanned fall by Bruce Willis, and I
Wow.
thought it was a very real fall. He definitely played it off
Yeah, it did seem
when he
very
fell.
real, so, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably when he crawls through the vent. That's probably one of my favorite scenes in Die Hard because he's
Mm.
like talking on the walkie-talkie. Um,
It's very iconic.
yeah, very very iconic. I feel like in general, Die Hard is just a very iconic movie. Christmas
So
or
many
not.
things that, like, have been reused so many times because 'cause they're just so, like, classic, they're just so iconic that they're just getting reused and reused, and it just goes to show how good a movie is, you know?
Yeah, I watch that movie happily again and again and again. I probably, you know what, I might make it a tradition to watch Die Hard
It's
every Christmas.
yeah.
It's like me watching The Holiday every Christmas. That's my favorite
Mm.
Christmas movie. What's your favorite Christmas movie?
I mean, last year I watched Love Actually for the first time. I thought that was really
Really?
good. Yeah,
Oh, I love Love Actually. That's a good
yeah.
one.
But for me, I think my favorite Christmas movie is probably Home Alone. It's just a
Yeah,
classic. I just love it. It's so funny as
yeah.
well.
Home Alone is very funny.
Yeah.
Um, and my last fact, unfortunately, did you know that the film is actually based on the novel Nothing Lasts Forever by Roderick Thorp, which is actually a sequel to his book The Detective.
Wow. I did not know that. That's really interesting
I
as well.
didn't know that. I wouldn't have thought that Die Hard was based off of a book.
Yeah. It just seems so original, you know?
Mhm. Mm. I also have a little Christmas quiz for our listeners. Okay, so for our listeners, I have a little Christmas quiz. First question. In Home Alone, where is Kevin's family traveling when they leave him behind? Next question. What is the name of the Grinch's dog in How the Grinch Stole Christmas? Question number 3. In Elf, what city does Buddy travel to in order to find his father? Question 4. What must Santa's sleigh be powered by in Elf? Fifth question. In the Polar Express, what is the first gift of Christmas? Question number 6. Which movie features the quote, "Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings"? In Home Alone 2, which New York hotel does Kevin stay in? The question number 8, in Love Actually, which character sings "Christmas is All Around," which I think is a very good song from that movie. Very funny scene, actually. Um, and again, that brings the togetherness element to the traditional holiday movie. Um, In The Muppets Christmas Carol, who plays Ebenezer Scrooge? In The Holiday, my favorite Christmas movie, which two actresses swap homes? I've lost count of what question we're on, but in Arthur Christmas, what is the name of Santa's high-tech ship? I have not watched Arthur Christmas in so many years. I love that
Used to
movie.
watch it, like, all the time, but it
Yeah,
something, so we couldn't find it again. I was so sad. It was
yeah.
actually a really good movie. So
That is probably one of my childhood favorite Christmas movies. Um, and Die Hard, which you already know the answer to this one because I kind of spoiled it. But in Die Hard, what is the name of the building where the story takes place? And the answer to that one, as we know, is the Nakatomi Plaza. In Gremlins, what are the 3 rules for caring for a for a mo I don't know how to say that. Do you know what the little villains are called in Gremlins?
I can't remember. I just called them the
They're
Gremlin.
they're the little things that look like, Furbies.
Yeah.
Um, you'll know what they are, guys. Um, which film includes the character Oogie Boogie? And for the last question, in Home Alone, what is the name of the burglars duo? So I hope you guys all enjoyed that little Christmas quiz. Um, I will have to post the answers somewhere, probably in the comments of this video or in the little description box. Um, yeah, that brings us to the end of this episode. So that's the end of the Christmas quiz and the end of movie trivia. Ava, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had a lot of fun.
It was really good.
You definitely brought the festive spirit. And I hope all of our listeners enjoyed this episode too. Let us know what you think. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie or not? A Merry Christmas, everyone, and a Happy New Year.
Here we go! Let's go! This is KIC Radio.